hello, everyone, and welcome to the Beatzilla PDX official show. I am Beatzilla, and let me go ahead and do something for you right here. We'll get that off of there. We'll come back and revisit that point later. But in the meantime, hello, everyone. All right. All right, everybody. So once again, this is the Beatzilla PDX official show. What's up, Silent D and Queen Adia? Uh, man, yes indeed. It has been a little second, but we are back. We are back at it. We are back at it. We are back at it. Feeling a little rejuvenated. Um, wow. So it's been quite a bit going on. You know, I'm going to be doing 2 videos today. So this is because the situations are so far apart. The topics are so far apart. This one being, uh, of course, dealing with this new false narrative. Well, maybe I'll say an old false narrative, just a new spin on it. So it's false narrative 2.0. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, yes indeed, yes indeed. The family, we're going to be doing a family day tomorrow. It's supposed to be 70 degrees here, so first time it'll be the warmest day of the year here in town. So yeah, because it's been up and down here. So like we're going from 60s to it'll be like 50 for the high the next day, and raining and windy. So yeah, our weather is crazy right now. But once it kind of evens out, which goes into about April into Mayish, then we start, getting a little bit of normalcy around here, and then all the cottonwood starts popping up. But like I was saying, share this. So Silent D, as you know, Silent D was able to get this screenshot. And as we know, we have a lot of false narratives going on right now with this attacks on Asians, and also the outright lie that a lot of people are coming out with, which is coming from the mainstream media, which is pushing this narrative as well. Actually, it's not even coming from the mainstream media; it's coming from the white supremacist internet, really. Uh, Posing a false line that's saying black people disproportionately attack Asians, which is total garbage. Um, I'm gonna start doing some pieces just since people are trying to dredge up things. I don't know if people are really ready to be judged on the content of their character, as they're so eager to always mention when it comes to Martin Luther King. Well, hey, here I'll tell you what. We will simply just judge you based on the strength of your character. How's that sound? Now, let's look at what we're looking at. Same old soup, just reheated. Exactly. And they always like to pose us as the boogeyman. We're often the boogeyman. That makes people feel good to have somebody be the boogeyman. Why not have the most probably influential, strongest sources of culture and being on earth be that boogeyman? Because we are in a bizarre world. So right now it's the black man. There was a time in this world that the black people, especially of where we descend from, were honored globally. So this is something to where this is where I guess we're living where the rat, what's they say, it ain't no fun when the rabbit has the gun. So right now we are living in the life of the rabbit having the gun. In this story, we're the tortoise, and the lie that they do. See, this will be so cool. So in the midst of the agenda to make black folks be the boogeyman here, well, looks like someone kind of jumped the gun. So, as it was initially reported, the person that was on the train, I think that's New York, that they keep showing, and I even saw it this morning on CBS News. Gail King was talking about the incident. Matter of fact, on Good whatever their program is, and what she happened to mention is that she neglected to mention that what the witness that was there had actually stated. So they're still going with the narrative. Number one, that man is Hispanic. Number two, he actually called this man an N word before the not I won't even say attack. This was just a confrontation. So this man begged to fight and he got it. That's not an attack. So okay, it was New York. So in that scenario, we're seeing people come to the defense of Asians, of course. Which, if anybody is racially attacking anyone, then yes, that is bad. However, in our community of foundational Black Americans, this royal family has its own royal business. So, with that being said, if I was, say, in a royal family, why would my interest be split outside of my kingdom to worry about someone else? See, these are the things that they do to try to get us off our game because they don't want us to start looking at ourselves as some kind of, shall we say, special. You understand what I mean? We're always it's so important to strip us of who we are that everywhere else that has been conquered by these same people got to keep things about their past. We did not. Even those who were here. And then they went up there and took them free Black folks and put them in chains and put them straight back on the plantation. Matter of fact, I just came across something that was talking about, it was warning people and Black folks in Boston that slave catchers was coming up north, kidnapping Negroes. Of course, we know 12 years a slave, but this was a real thing. It wasn't just a one-time situation with this man in the movie. No, they were looking. So if they had runaway slaves that were able to get away, they just come up north and kidnap you. Come and take her. You ain't knew nothing about no plantation your whole life. All you know was freedom and where your ancestors hailed from in Europe. And then they came and got you and put you up there and said, this is your name now. This is who these people are. Now, anybody that wants to sit up here and make Black people the culprit and the villain, you got to sit up here and say, well, wait a minute. You ran to a country that was built on the backs of those people. And the people that run it got your folks under subjection right now. So I don't know how you just really, really, really just benefited by coming over this way. Oh, I will tell you how you benefited, because you came here knowing that you was going to reap the benefits of free slave labor. That's what coming to America is. The American dream is coming to America off of a boat as an immigrant to come to a country that you know before you left where you left, that was built on the backs and blood and bodies of our ancestors right here on this soil. We owe you nothing. Nothing. And let your people go talk about that. Because in the midst of all of these years of 400 years of slavery, who came and fought for us? I'll wait. Oh, I'll wait. So in the midst of saying how Black folks should speak up, well, we did that for you to get here in the first place. Again, what do we owe you? And so now, if that ain't enough, we go out of our way to make ourselves look like boogeymen. And it's all gung-ho when you can make Black folks the face of aggression. But then when the tables are turned, this is what was real funny about this one. Just read that. This woman here was all ripe and ready to go ahead and attack black folks and say, oh man, see, they just keep attacking Asians. Now we find out that the man is Hispanic. And it was put out by another Asian media entity, social media person. So that's their community correcting it. So she immediately did the pivot and said, oh, well, whether it be Hispanic or, Asian or even black, I mean, you just seeing them getting beat up like that is just, oh, it's so horrible. I had to ask, so how is it different than that woman that was celebrated for whacking that man over the head with the stick? If somebody is egging on a fight, calling any black person the N-word to their face, we know what time it is. Let's not play no games like that. I mean, let's see. Let somebody come out here and say something about these folks over there with them little hats on. Career is gone. Career is gone. Oh, sidebar. I just want to also talk about something else that is happening in the midst of this timing. As I'm watching the George Floyd trial, I can't help but keep noticing this prominent Asian face taking place and taking part in this brother's murder. Very complicit. And so now we have a boogeyman with a badge on tape. And guess who he don't look like? So, you got to, they're pulling out all the stops right now, family. That's what this is about. This is about keeping the fake image of white supremacy, or so-called, let's call that, so-called white supremacy. Let's call it that. Because, see, some people have a problem with saying, well, man, you're not superior. Brother, there is nothing about me that casts off any kind of energy that would tell you I think they're superior. They're in a higher state and place and class right now. That doesn't make them superior. It definitely doesn't make them morally righteous. And too many of y'all have started looking at these people as gods. And this is what we're doing now. This is the project of the ungodding of so-called white supremacy. They are not the bar. We are so much more. Just think of how much more we have to be to endure what we've endured and to still be popping right now. Who's done that? Who's done that? And then tell us that we're racist and we're this, we're that, because we are now focusing on our own self-improvement as a whole. I don't see anything wrong with that. What I need to ask now is, what do you see wrong with that? If we as a whole, who have been held down, oppressed, and battered for so many years, desire that, hey, let's get out of this muck and mire of depression, how is that harming you? Oh, that's right. Your whole existence is to harm us. Now, who that sound like? That sound like righteousness? Or that sound like that other thing? And let's put that on the screen. Correct, Silent D. If they were so supreme, why the hell they force us to work and steal a whole lot of from us? Ain't no superiority in existence. And that is a fact. Because look, just look at all these movies that we see in Hollywood and whatnot. They have to put their face on everything. And I mean, just to even be more frank, let's go back to the Bible. Job 9:24. The earth was given into the hands of the wicked. He can cover the faces of the judges thereof. If not, who and where is he? Well, hey man, who puts their face on everything? It ain't us. We can't even talk about racism when it comes to our community. Oh, they'll go get a foreigner with an English accent and put them on TV and depend on talk about the Black American experience with this Nigerian from Europe. No other group would let nobody get away with that. No other group would even remotely close to let that be. Now, I just want y'all to take notice, especially Queen Adia and Silent D. Now, y'all notice the conversations that were going on Twitter, right? Okay. So one thing that I can say, um, every time that I'm interacting on Twitter, I'm talking to other Black folk. I'm talking to foundational Black Americans. So when I make reference to anything, it's going to be something that y'all relate to. You know what I'm saying? And I don't speak to outsiders like that. So a lot of them can't understand. Sometimes I'll explain certain things just for teaching purposes. Because again, I want to show y'all the breakdown of the psyche of this enemy. And again, they came at me one time and asked about being a devil. I said, well, you're trying to push a false narrative while being an outsider, lacking the experience of the people who are here. That is deceptive 101. The devil just simply means deceiver. You came in deception. You came in bad faith. You were a deceiver. But I'll tell you who that does sound like to me. Ye are of your father, the devil. Okay? The earth was given into the hands of the wicked. But you know, here's the thing that they also know about that. Job wasn't down forever. Now, if you look at the story of Job and just take the man out of it and put a people in Job's place, now how does that story look? These are things your pastors ain't going to tell you. I'm not trying to get overly biblical here, but you know, I just have to speak the truth and I know what I know. You know, which I will touch on a little bit more of that on my next broadcast after this one concludes. So at 2:20, I will be right back. As Queen Ahmadiyya says, right black. I will be here again talking about Little Nas X. So I will be addressing what I see in this movement because, again, there is no coincidence in what's going on right now. It's all by design. So right now what we're having is rap amazing. You know what I mean? It goes back to that. Throwing firecrackers at your feet. Pop, 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 pop. Everywhere, here, there, pow. Now you run here, you run there, you run there. But you never escape the maze. That's the whole point. Now, what I'm trying to tell you, and what rest of New Black Media is giving you, is a full-fledged roadmap of escape. Don't ever let these people think that they really want you to leave. Now, to thin our numbers, yes. But there is no way on God's green earth that the people that needed us to build this place could ever think they could keep it without us. You understand? So you're more valuable than you know. You're more valuable being controlled than killed if you're a foundational Black American. As far as everybody else goes, you got to ask them. But I will tell you this. History has proven we're needed. Outside of that, show me one. So what group is that? So don't talk to me about who we need to be getting ready to be working with or none of that. Wrong tone of voice. It's new time. And the unguarding of so-called white supremacy is in full effect. See, wars are strategic. They understand that. And these things have multiple levels. One, media, the other, propaganda. But they really leave out one of the most important things, which is spiritual, that spiritual warfare part. Uh, One thing that we got to start learning how to do is starting to close off BS. You know what I'm saying? So if there's something that ain't resonating in your spirit, it's okay to get away from that. You know what I mean? If it's not feeling right to you, it probably ain't. You know how you was raised. You know how we was brought up, and you know what you believe. Um, People got to really, really get spiritually tightened. You got to tighten up. And that's not saying be perfect, but that is saying there are things you can do. And again, always be aware that your enemy ain't taking no time off. So if you aren't willing to be in it, then you're willing to be ran over. And those are your only two options. So either you fight or you die. And there's many levels of fighting, but there's only one manner of quitting. So you got to choose what you want to do. And when you see these people coming out here trying to put your people in the dirt, see that's moving into the propaganda and spiritual piece, because you start working on people's psyche, and then you start dealing with how people actually start perceiving you. Etc. They don't want us to leave. No, 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 no. They don't. Absolutely not. Yes, yes. Uh, they need us. They need our energy here. That's why they've always kept us so close. They when I was in my lifetime, I'm about to be officially mid 40s here in 2 months. So uh, they would even have the superstition of rub a black kid's head. So you rub the black kid's head for good luck, or put your feet on a little black kid for healing your rheumatoid arthritis. Yeah. When I was growing up, listening to black people's or white people's stereotypes of black people while having a black friend that fit none of those stereotypes. Still held on to that. So this is who we grew up with, the Derek Chauvins. Like, he's in my age range. So, I mean, he's not no old dude, man. Like, this dude is a 40-year-old cat. Like, what are you talking about? He didn't know he was killing a man? Get out of here. Oh, and just another sidebar. Derek Chauvin's attorney is a straight slime ball. I just wanted to say that. I don't know if you guys have been watching this case at all, but he's a piece of work. And this woman ain't too much better. But I do like the brother that's on the DA. So I don't know where they got him from, but he came out the gate kind of smashing. So I like that. And these witnesses, man, whoo, if Derek Chauvin get off, oh man, I don't know how you can even justify it just by the witnesses. That would just say, like, hey man, screw you and your Negro pain. Oh man. Well, it is a good watch though, Silent D. I gotta say that. You get Bible fasting, silent. Oh yes, and sometimes you have to do that, Queen Adia, because it's just so necessary. We're in war, so I mean it's nonstop. Every day is a battle, um, and so we just got to be prepared, stay mentally prepared, mentally focused, and have our mind wrapped around what we're actually dealing with, which is since we seen January 6th of this year, you saw the real face of white America. And I don't know if anybody's paying attention to the things that are going on around the world. I know Queen Amadai did a video last week of talking about what China's response to these people were. And it's just a fact. You can't sit up here and start pointing at people talking about how inhumane they are. Man, okay. Again, there's some things I'm gonna just keep watching, y'all. I will be posting things because we're gonna just walk down memory lane. Because sometimes people need to be reminded of who they are. Because now it's starting to be like black people are the authors of racist conversation and racist connotation. Oh, really? Hmm. Well, well. With that being said, I mean, there's a lot that can be looked at. Uh, I'm from Portland, Oregon. Coon Chicken was right out the way here on 56 and Sandy. Proud restaurant, proud chain, Coon Chicken with the big old smiling coon, watermelon smile face, and all of these different brands, tobacco brands, advertisements, uh, even slave auction or slave sales. So certain people weren't even doing auctions; they were doing like sales. So they were like retail selling slaves. Got your nerve come out here try to tell us who we should be talking about and what we should be talking about. You take that to those other spaces. Take that to Breitbart. It's no mas here. We're not doing that, man. Oh man, their faces are being exposed. Unfortunately, we're looking at some of these faces nowadays, and some of these faces look just like us. Uh, and that's just the truth of it. And this is why I can say, hey, when people are like, well, Malcolm X wanted equality and he wanted unity and this and that, we can't do that. No, anybody that know how I talk and know my get down, you already understand where I'm at. I'm on Team Shalom. So, which means I'm not looking for the big number anyway. I'm just looking to deal with the small one. The 2/3 Club can go have Roland Martin and all he just had the Yvette Carnels and and all of those other puppets. Cause see, I kind of stayed off of that because I got so many people that are still cool with ADOS. But I do have to say something about this. When Roland Martin blocked me, she simultaneously blocked me, but Tone didn't. Why would she block me and not even tell Tone? Because she controls that, man. Flip side of that, he claims to have a lot of financial knowledge. I'm, I'm a former international banker, so I understand certain jargon that even a banker that's like working in check processing would understand that this man has no understanding of. So, there's that. So, I don't know what's happening there. Uh, um, yeah. And then there's another group that did something a little strange, which was kind of commending um, Kamala Harris when she got elected. And I saw that and I just kind of like brushed that off. But, you know, I'll say this before I conclude this broadcast. people, make sure you do folks right, especially out here in this social media space. Everybody is out here trying to bring awareness to the cause, Black First issues. But you definitely got to make sure that you treat people right. And let's not get into shady dealings. I won't even, go too far into that. And let's avoid mess at all costs. So if things can be handled, then do it. But I do know not everybody's thorough that moves in certain spaces. So that off top I get. But with that being said, that also, vet people. I have old videos. I got old videos from back in 2012. If you wouldn't know what I was talking about, which is one of the reasons why they don't like me now. Because I'm basically saying the same thing. I'm just doing it differently. But trust me, at the end of the day, I'm saying very much the same thing. So that's what they know. If you go check my old GMS PDX, for those who know, they know. And the powers that be know. So with that being said, I'm going to be right back. We're going to talk about Nas X and this madness and this agenda. Okay, so at 2:20, I will be right back here, the same channel. Please like, share this video. Again, you can follow me on at Beatzilla PDX on Twitter, Beatzilla PDX on Instagram, Beatzilla PDX on Facebook, and Anchor FM. You can follow my podcast, Our Real Truth. I also do a broadcast here, so I put them in both places. So you'll be able to get that. Our Real Truth with Beatzilla PDX Official, Anchor FM, Spotify, Google Podcasts, iTunes. And if you need to get in contact with me, you can email me at ourrealtruth@gmail.com. That's ourrealtruth@gmail.com. And if you feel so inclined to make a donation, which, you can always, please feel free to hit the Cash App. That is $Beatzilla PDX at Cash App, $Beatzilla PDX. So I will be right back here in a few minutes, and we are going to talk about Nas X and the Satan agenda. So I will see y'all good royals here in a minute. All right. So with that, I'm going to say, like I say always, Babylon is falling. Babylon is falling. Let it fall and let us rise. And I will see y'all here, right back here in a few minutes. Shalom, y'all.